Hey guys, Marcel is here for another Blender tutorial. In this one, I will show you my 10 tips and tricks in Blender. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, number one, select similar. Imagine you have this weird geometry and you want to select faces similar to this one. Instead of manually just clicking on them, you can simply click on one of them and press Shift G on the keyboard and choose select similar by area. And here we go, we selected all the similar faces. Make sure to examine another options in this menu. Number two, shape keys. Shape keys are very useful for animation or in cases where you want to deform your geometry but in a non-destructive manner. Head over to the object data properties, add shape key. First will always be basis. This will be normal non-deformed geometry. Let's add another one, key number one, and enter edit mode. Make sure to select the key number one. Let's select this, move it down, and there you go, this is your first shape key. Number three, convert mesh to curve. This is very useful because you can create pipes and tubes and stuff like that very easily. Let's add single vert. I have extra objects add-on enabled. Let's jump into edit mode and extrude our vertex. Maybe like that. Add bevel, Control B, then V. Add some segments, maybe like that. And now go to object, convert to, and select curve from mesh. Go over to object data properties, select geometry and add depth. So here's your pipe very easily. Later on in this video I will show you another way of making pipes and tubes, so stay tuned. Number four, edge crease. Sometimes when you're modeling a car or something similar where you need gradual transitions from hard to soft edges, and instead of using bevels and supporting edge loops, I will simply enter edit mode, select edges that I want to crease and Shift E. These edges I want hard, and this edge I want to make much softer like this. As I said, it's very handy tool. Okay, number five, shrink wrap modifier. The name is very descriptive. This modifier will shrink the selected geometry to the surface of another object. So select your object, head over to modifiers tab, add shrink wrap. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm going to snap this object to the surface. Make sure to activate snapping and select faces. Check align rotation to target. Now in order to shrink the geometry properly, we have to first select target geometry. This will be the sphere. As you see, it doesn't work properly, and this is because we had to adjust the strength of this effect on the vertices. Let's tap into edit mode and add vertex groups and select this vertex group in the modifier. Now let's tap into our vertex groups, select this edge loop and set weight to 1. Assign. As you see, it already shrink to the geometry of the sphere. Now let's adjust another loops, set the weight to something like this and this. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Number six, check your deselect. We have this subdivided plane. Let's select all the faces by pressing A on the keyboard and go to select, checker deselect. So let's inset them, extrude and delete faces. Go into object mode, apply subdivision surface by pressing Ctrl 2, and you got this pattern. Number seven, mirror modifier. Let's add a cube and add some edge loops with Ctrl R. Delete this face and add mirror modifier. So mirror modifier is basically used to make quick symmetry. Number 8, skin modifier. Let's add single vert. Go to edit mode, select this vert and extrude it. Let's slide this vertex by pressing G 2 times and go to modifiers tab and add skin. With this modifier you can easily create tree branches and pipes, tubes and stuff like that. Let's add subdivision surface, shade smooth, and of course smooth shading. You can control the size of the segments by selecting the vertex and pressing Ctrl A. Number 9, reaping vertices. Let's select some edges on this subdivided plane and press V on the keyboard. We just rip the vertices. It can be useful in some situations where you modeling air intakes on a car, for example. And what you can also do is changing your edge flow. For example, let's rip this vertex and move this here, close the hole, and we just changed edge flow. I don't know, maybe in the future I'll make a video on the edge flow and topology. Number 10, separating objects and meshes. When you establish all the major forms, and you are ready to proceed to refining some shapes and adding details. For example, these armor shells on the chest are separated, but these are not. So what I want to do is I'm gonna isolate selection by pressing slash on a numpad, and I'm gonna enter edit mode by pressing tab and pressing L to select all the linked geometry. And now I'm gonna press B to separate selection, slash again, so I can work on this. This was the last part in this tutorial. If you found my content useful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and take care.